weird state right now in YouTube. Not it seems like YouTube's really suppressing a lot of ASMR artists out there. It's kind of sad. I don't know what's going on, but you can even look around other ASMR channels and it's a lot of up and down. So definitely go ahead and like the video. It definitely does a lot for channels like myself. And also make sure you comment down below your favorite chip. That's all you gotta do. Your favoriteest chip. I would love to know. And yeah, with that being said, let us get started. Okay, so we have the tier list up right now, and of course, like every typical tier list I do, I always try to rank it in the same way. So we have the S tier, the A tier, the B tier, the C tier, and the not my fave tier. So good. I always try not to have like an F tier, like, oh, these suck tier, because everyone has their own opinion. So it's just not my favorite tier, so probably a chip I wouldn't really eat. So, starting off, we have the original Cape Cod kettle cooked chip. So, I've had Cape Cod before. I've never had this chip before, but I know what a kettle cooked original salted chip is. That's just a mid-C. It's okay. Would I ever buy one? No. If it was at like a party and there was like a bowl of it, would I eat it? Yeah, I would. But definitely not a chip I'm grabbing off the shelf to buy. Cape Cod original chip. It's just classic. Very mid. Now we're on to some fan favorites, I'm sure. We have the classic crunchy Cheetos. But I think I'm gonna put it at A. For a lot of people, this could be like an S tier. It might be even a lot of people's favorite chip of all time. But at least for me, it's good. It's definitely a chip that when you eat too much of it, you feel like absolute garbage. You feel like crap. It gets all up in your teeth. It gets all over your hands. And to be honest, I'm not like a big like finger sucking fan. Like after like eating chips and you like eat the stuff, I it's ew. It's gross to me. I never do it. So Flaming Hot Pups, never had. The original Flaming Hot Cheetos, a B tier, good, solid chip. The Cheddar Jalapeno, kind of in the same tier, very solid. And then you have the Flaming Hot ones with the lemon sort of seasoning on it. Those are an A tier. I love lime. I'm sorry, did I say lemon? It's lime. It's the lime seasoning that comes with it. Anything with lime is amazing. I'm someone who drenches my tacos in lime. I do everything whenever I make anything spicy. I add lime to it. I love lime. Adds a little bit more to that. Cheetos Puffs. I love Cheetos Puffs. That's an A. Do I like them more than crunchy? It depends. Like fresh out of the bag Puffs, probably. Yeah, I probably do like them more than crunchy. But after like 5 minutes, those boys are already stale. So it kind of weighs on the grading because those things get very stale, very fast. Twisted Puffs, never had. Extremely hot, never had. And Chipotle Ranch, never had. Would love to try it. That sounds really good. We have original, or I guess traditional Chex Mix. Those are also a C, very mid. I can't even remember the last time I even had Chex Mix. I think it was maybe at like my grandparents' house or something like that, even though it's not like a diss, not saying it's like an old person sort of snack, but I wouldn't pay to have Chex Mix. Maybe they were like the cheddar ones, which are pretty good, but regular Chex Mix, I mean, dude, that's some like airplane food, you know what I mean? Already going on to the Doritos here. We have Doritos Blaze, which I've never had before. Sounds interesting, but probably just another just random spicy chip. Then we have another fan favorite, the S tier chip is Doritos Cool Ranch. I don't want to spoil the listing, so I'm not going to say what I was about to say, but I will later on, but they're very good. And there's nothing like getting a bag, opening it up, looking inside the bag, and trying to find the most seasoned chip and saving it for last. I don't know if I'm the only one who does that, but I always try to get the best chip for last. I always do that. Now we have the Doritos Dynamite that we have here. These are really good. In my opinion, they're an A chip. I rate them very much similar to the Flaming Hot Cheetos. I personally actually like these more. These are actually, again, not to spoil the listing, but who cares? They're my favorite, like, spicy chip. I buy them all the time, sometimes to eat, but most of the time I use them to crush them up, and I'll put them in my tacos, my burritos. I'll sprinkle them over, like, or even put them inside, like, quesadillas and a bunch of other really great stuff. They add great crunch, they have a lot of flavor, and of course they're pretty spicy. I like them a lot, so I think they're maybe like my favorite spicy chip on the market. We have Doritos Flames, Flamas, again a chip I've never had before. Flaming Hot Lemon, also I've never had before. I'm not a very big like spicy chip fan. I like heat chips, like these Lay's barbecue sort of sweetie ones are really good. And they're about as spicy as I'll eat for like a casual chip, but I'm not someone who can just like eat a bag, like an entire bag of like Flaming Hot whatevers. I can't do that. Next up, we have Doritos Classic Nacho Cheese. That is also an S tier, very highly rated with the Cool Ranch. It's sort of like, pick your side on the debate on which one is better. Again, sorry to spoil it. They're my favorite Doritos chip, the Cool Ranch ones. Nacho cheese ones, super good. But I feel like they're also a chip that if you eat too much of it, you start to feel like really gross and also you get a lot of that cheese stuff on your hands over time. So it's good. It's great. Obviously, we love the Doritos Locos Taco. They also have the Cool Ranch one as well, but it's just a classic. It's a classic. It has to be probably in everyone's S tier chip. Salsa Verde never had. Spicy Nacho. Spicy Nacho is a very highly underrated chip. I'm actually putting that in A as well. That one is also kind of like this sweet heat Lay's chip. It's good. It's spicy, but it's not like a one that's you're gonna have to have a drink or some milk with it or something like that. It's kind of like this chip that you get like the spicy taste, but you can eat like a bag of it and be like comfortable. If that makes any sense. Ooh, and the Doritos Spicy Sweet Chili also have never had before, and I hear they're super good. They just don't sell them at my stores. I don't know if I gotta like go to like do a specific store. Maybe they only sell them in specific stores, or maybe I have to buy like one of those like party packs, and maybe they only sell them in like those individual party pack things. But I really want to try the purple bag Doritos. They look amazing. We have classic Doritos tortilla chips, which are actually something I've never had before. Next up, we're at Fritos now. We have three sort of pretty good Fritos, actually. We have the chili cheese, the original, and the honey barbecue. And if I'm being honest, I'm doing chili cheese at a B. Now, do I eat these by themselves? Definitely not. I don't just eat a bag of chili cheese Doritos. Sometimes I will, like on a whim, if they're like around, or again if they're in like those party pack, like little bundle box stuff. But most of the time, I love adding them to things. You could like sprinkle some cheese on them and eat them like that. You can put them, again, obviously in soups. You could put them on sort of different meal ideas. They're really good, sort of adding sort of like a topping, a crunchy topping, but just eating them out of the bag, not the best, but it's good. So I'll put in like a B tier. Original Fritos, that's a C. That's again a very mid-level salty sort of chip. Sometimes I even feel like they're too salty, like they're to the point where like, again, like I feel weird after eating them. S tier. They're definitely an A tier minimum. They're amazing. These ones are, you can add them to stuff, or you can just eat them plain. You can buy the big bag and finish the whole bag, or get a small bag and want more. They're really good. But, I'll put them in S tier. They're really good. I really like them, at least. They used to be like my go-to, like gas station, like after school, have to get something snack. Also, by the way, I'm eating on the salt and vinegar chips now. Definitely a little bit more of a vicious chip crunch there. Sorry about that. Funyuns, I'm gonna go with a B. Again, it's a good chip. I'll eat like little small bag, little baby bagged ones, but I could never imagine eating more than like a good handful of them. The small baby bag is like the peak limit of Funyuns. If I eat any more than that, I feel like really bad. And also, obviously the smell of the Funyuns, it's onion rings, so like your breath smells terrible. They kind of have like a weird coating on them, so your mouth is sort of gross. Definitely makes you want to have a drink with them as well, so kind of bums it down a couple tiers, but they're good when they're around. But again, I could not eat too much of them. Now we're on to the Hawaiian brand of chips. Jalapeno, never had. Luau barbecue, I think is what it's called. Those ones are good. I'll put them in A as well. If you've never had the Hawaiian kettle cooked chips before, highly recommend you do. These ones are really, really, really good. They're almost like a spicy barbecue again, just like the Lay's ones we had. Kind of similar in taste, but definitely more spicy. So if you like a little bit more heat, but again, not like a flaming hot chip, highly recommend the Hawaiian barbecue chips. We have the mango habanero one, never had, and the sweet Maui onion. I'm not a big fan of onions, so I've never had that chip before. They've also had the original, which are also ones I never had, but I bet they're really good. Now we're on to the Kettle branded chips, which are actually chips that I know what they are, obviously, but they're actually chips I've never had before. Again, don't know, they don't sell like the big bag stuff, at least in the stores that I shop at, but I've seen them before, if that makes any sense. So like the barbecue never had, jalapeno never had. They have some sort of pepper one I've never had. Salt and vinegar chips, I love salt and vinegar chips, but I've never had the Kettle branded ones, or even the original Kettle branded salt. I mean the original just Kettle cooked chip. Never had before. They just don't sell them at the stores that I shop at. Now we're on to Lay's. They have the baked Lay's, which I'm sure a lot of people have had before. Barbecue baked Lay's. The only ones I've had of the baked Lay's are the barbecue ones, and they're okay. They are a B tier. They are definitely the healthy chip. They taste healthier. They don't have like a certain crunch to them. They're very soft and almost like flaky to a point, which is good, but like definitely not a chip when you want a chip, if that makes any sense. And now we're on to Lay's, which is a lot of them. Holy cow. Classic barbecue Lay's. Also gonna put that in B as well. And this is also like the most basic tasting barbecue chip you can actually find. I don't really feel like it sort of represents the C tier though. It's definitely better than all the chips in C tier already. So it's like the bare minimum B, because it is a chip that has taste flavor. But again, it's like the worst flavoring of barbecue out there, but it's still a flavor. So we have classic Lay's, put it in C tier. These ones just classic Lay's. They're just normal salty Lay's. Nothing too crazy about them. Flaming Hot Lay's, again, not a big fan of Flaming Hots, never had them. Ketchup Lay's, I would actually love to do that. It could be fun. I bring that up because ketchup chips are like a Canadian thing, I think, and I'm definitely not gonna eat those. So no. The Kettle cooked chips now. Kettle cooked Flaming Hot, never had. Jalapeno, never had. The original Kettle cooked Lay's, also I've never had. I'm not like a big fan of like just regular chips, if that makes any sense. Obviously you can tell a lot of my original chips are just in the C tier because they're just plain and bland. There's nothing Lay's has a brand of those as well. I don't like them. I just don't. They have like a weird taste to me. And I know for some people it might even be their favorite chip of all time, or the sour cream and onion, or sour cream and anything. I just don't like them. Not my fave. Very sad. Oh, they actually have the sweet Southern Heat barbecue chip. Those are really good. Obviously, I bought them, so you can tell I actually want to have them, and I'm also eating them. They're an A, at least for me. They are an A chip. We have the Munchies Cheese Fix. If you don't know, these are the ones that have the sort of plethora of snacks. This one has Cheetos, Doritos, pretzels, and Sun Chips, all in one bag. These are kind of OP, not gonna lie. I feel kind of sad ranking this because it's kind of OD, but they're an A tier chip. Now, the only reason why they're not in S tier is because I feel like the chips, when you buy them, they come pre-stale. Does anyone else have that whenever they buy these sort of like mixed packaged chips? I feel like they use like old, unused, like the leftover chips from a bunch of different brands. They shove them into one little factory and ship them out to a bunch of other things like this. I feel like they do because, again, anytime I buy them right out of the bag, I feel like they're already stale. It kind of knocks them down from an S tier chip. We have the Pop Chips, which I've had Pop Chips before, but not this brand. They look pretty good, not gonna lie. Pop Corners. I don't think I've ever seen these before. They look pretty good though. They look like, again, like a healthy alternative chip. We have the Pringles Chips now, which, oh wait, if I remember Pringles, and I was just talking trash about Lay's having the worst barbecue flavored chip, Pringles barbecue flavored chips get a not my fave as well. I remember, I don't know why, I just get like a flashback, just like out of nowhere, thinking about Pringles, and I remember eating some and wanting to actually throw up. I don't know if I was already like sick that day. But I remember having them and feeling like garbage. So we're gonna have that in a not my fave. I can already tell I've never had any of these ones, like the heat ones, what is that? I have no idea. Original Pringles. Those are okay. I'll put them in C. Pringles aren't really my favorite. In my opinion, I feel like Pringles are more of like a cracker than a chip. You know what I mean? I feel like they're more of like a cracker texture. They're just really thin crackers, in my opinion. I never really viewed them as a chip. But we do have a good flavoring here, and they're going to be in my B tier for the pizza Pringles. Yes, they are my favorite. Pringle is the pizza ones. Now that might be very surprising. Might actually be even kind of gross to some people, but the flavoring they do have on these Pringles are really good. It's sort of like a zesty, different sort of seasoning. It's really good. It's just different from any other chip I've ever had, or thin cracker, which I would mostly call them. But really good. I enjoy them. That might be kind of a little bit of another sort of controversial pick. And then we have the again, the cheddar and sour cream Ruffles. You know, I almost want to put these in not my fave, but I will say they are better than the sour cream and onion. So I think I'll just put them in like a low C tier. And again, that might be very controversial. And I know like Ruffles are like the perfect chip to like use for dips, and maybe I should try to do that with some chips next time, especially with the Ruffles, but I don't know. I've never liked the sour cream and blank chips, but they're definitely better than the onion ones, so I'll put them in C. Then we have the original Ruffles. Again, not a big fan of Ruffles. Also like a C tier chip. They're just a salty chip that's pretty good, I guess. We have a couple of other chips I've never had before. We have some Sun Chips though, and those, my friends, are where we get to some more of the higher tier end chips, because I love Sun Chips. The Cheddar Sun Chips, really good, really solid B tier chip. Pretty much, in my opinion, that's like their original, in my opinion, because I feel like that is very classic of a sun chip, good sort of cheese flavoring, a cheese flavoring that's not going to be too overwhelming, not too much. And again, it's a sun chip, so it's not like you're going to be feeling bad after eating a whole lot of them, so pretty good. French onion, never had. Again, I'm not a big fan of onions, but the garden salsa, that is an S tier chip, my friends, for me. One of my go-to picnic, outdoorsy, going out sort of chip to bring along if I'm ever going out. Again, you get the sun chip that's a little bit more of a healthier version, but definitely not too plain, because that garden salsa really is a flavor. It's not spicy, but you get like that sort of, again, like that zesty sort of taste and flavoring. It's different. It's really good. And then we have the original sun chip, which I've never had before. But now we're moving on to the Takis, which again, a chip I said before, not a super big fan of, but I'm gonna be snacking on sort of a one that's sort of like a Taki with the Doritos Dynamite. Takis. Never had the original Taki before, but I have had the purple bag, which I'm sure a lot of people have had before, and that for me is a B. I do like, again, the sort of lemony sort of flavoring you do get with the Takis, but again, in my opinion, I think Doritos does it better. That's just my own opinion. I feel like Takis just dumps their chips in their seasoning, and it's too seasoned, it's too much, and sometimes I even get bags of them and they're just completely busted and broken, where, I don't know, I feel like, again, Doritos just does it better. Maybe that's me being a hater, I don't know, but if I'm ranking them, I like them better, so I'm gonna rank them better. Tostinos, which, the hint of lime Tostinos is an S tier. I buy these and make everything with these chips. These used to be my go-to, like nacho chips. I love the hint of lime. You can tell I love lime with my chips, and I love that flavoring, especially when you get a chip that has just covered in lime flavoring. Super amazing. Guacamole never had, scoops never had, spicy queso never had, and the Cheddar Cheeto fries also never had before. But yeah, that's it, guys. So those are all the chips that I've had before, at least on this listing. Some of them maybe I missed. I don't really know. This video is definitely a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. But anyways, like I said before, I think that the salt and vinegar chips are my favorite chip of all time. And it is the kettle cooked ones, of course. Doritos, amazing. Garden salsa, sun chips, amazing. And then my A and B tier chips are like chips I'll buy on occasion. They're in my rotation. I'll buy them whenever I feel like with them. The S tier ones are like chips I always have, you know. But A and B's are like chips I will spend money on. I have my C tier, which are just chips that are mid. They're okay. If they're available, I'll snack